Hopefully this shit's recording. Yo, what's up everybody? It's your boy Quaz coming at you with another rendition of the Quazemoto Show. It's Thursday, June 2nd, and it's game one of the NBA Finals, which I am watching right now. We're about almost done with the first quarter. Golden State's up 24-17. Looks like it's going to be a damn good series. Hopefully it'll be competitive, but as I was texting with D earlier, my prediction is Golden State in 5. D predicted Cleveland in 7. That's asking a lot. I want Golden State to win just because I like them better. I don't like Cleveland. I don't like LeBron. I don't want to see them winning or do anything in the finals. Let's not ignore the fact, this is LeBron's 6th straight final, 7 altogether, and he's won 2 of them. So what does that say about his legacy? Legacy is he's a pretty good player. So, 6 straight finals. But he has to win one more. He has to win one with Cleveland, and he has to win one without Dwayne Wade. That's the bottom line. Because if not, if he never wins another championship again, he'll go down as the guy that had to go to Miami and get help to win those 2 championships. It is what it is. That's how people are going to view it. He left Cleveland, had to go to Miami, get help. D Wade, Bosh, help me. I can't win a title by myself. But I just don't think Golden State will win this one. Excuse me, not Golden State, Cleveland. I don't think Cleveland will win this one. Golden State just got too many weapons, and shooting right out. Sean Livingston. Who is Sean Livingston? He's blowing up right now in a relief role. So it should be an entertaining series. I'm already enjoying it, and I plan to watch most, if not all, of them. I didn't watch a lot of the NBA Finals just because I couldn't find them. I didn't know what channel they were on, or when one night they would be on TBS, other night they would be on fucking TNT, next night ESPN, and then it's ABC, So, but now I guess it's gonna be on ABC for whatever, and look forward to watching it. I was watching a little bit of Jimmy Kimmel on the pregame. There was he did like a half-hour pregame before the final. It was pretty funny. I caught one segment where I guess it was called Mean Tweets, and he had like NBA guys read them off. Michael Westbrook, Steph Curry, and whatnot. There was a joke about Steph Curry and him not yet reaching puberty. Reggie Miller was on there. They made a joke about Reggie Miller's ears and they can pick up Wi-Fi reception. Another one was Dikembe Mutombo and his thick ass fucking accent. I'm sure it'll be all over the internet tomorrow, so look it up. Jimmy Kimmel Mean Tweets. Excuse me. Moving right along. D was supposed to join me tonight. I called him for a little bit, and he's like, yo man, I'm on the road, yo man, I'm on the road. So call me when you're ready. But I'm gonna start the show. I got to. I can't wait up all night. So, if he joins us during the middle of the show, great. If not, oh well, too fucking bad, D. Maybe next time. The other thing, I was surfing the internet, um, and most of my searches eventually end up being porn. I don't know if you guys ever remember this. There was this one chick who had a website. I think she still does. Christina Model. Um, she's been on there for a long time, and the only way that she maintained her longevity, she's been doing this like since like the early 2000s. She had a gimmick where her gimmick was, I'm not gonna pose naked, right? So she would do for like years and years and years, like most of the 2000s, she did shoots where, she wouldn't show anything. She was naked, but she'd cover up her boobs. She'd show her ass every now and then, like, you get lucky and you see a ass shot. Um, she'd cover up her crotch and whatnot. Um, and sometimes she would give like tee shots, so she would be hiding behind a curtain, topless, and you can kind of see her boobs, or she'd be underwater, naked, and a lot of side shots and whatnot. And for some reason, this was like I used to like love that, because I'm like, oh, I want to see her naked, I want to see her naked, but she wouldn't, and she wouldn't do this for years and years and years. And I think that's the reason why her um, website and her career lasted so long. Like other girls, they would come up and right from like the first shoot, they'd be buck ass naked. Guys, they want, they see one chick naked, they're like, okay, seen you naked, then they move on. Either you do more, like you suck a guy's dong, or you do you get fucked and you do a shoot and whatnot. But guys eventually get tired of that same old shit. But with this chick, this Christina Model, you know, she stayed relevant for a long period of time, right? And it wasn't until like maybe 2008, 2009, maybe even 2010, where she decided to go topless. And when it did, it was like she got even more popular, right? Um, and like, her website kind of got, was given a second life, second chance, or, fresh breath of fresh air. I don't know how you word it. And then like all of a sudden she got popular again, like, oh shit, this girl's finally gone naked and whatnot, and she got naked, and of course I saw the pictures, I saw all of them. She did pictures and videos and whatnot, and it was just crazy. It was crazy. Just wanted to throw that out there, because like, believe it or not, a lot of my emailers ask porn questions. They ask porn questions, and they're like, "Hey, have you seen this?" And then they send me clips, they send me videos, and I'm like, "Okay." And a lot of guys, believe it or not, a lot of my listeners are guys, and believe it or not, a lot of guys are like, "Hey, how come you don't talk about more porn stuff and whatnot?" So there's your porn fix for the day, for the show. All right. Check out Christina Model. I think it's just ChristinaModel.com. And the other funny thing, cool, weird thing, she always used to do this like crazy dance, like in a lot of her videos. She just do this like crazy jiggly dance, whatnot, just highlighting her bouncing tits, all right? And she still does it, So Google her, giving her some love, and ChristinaModel.com. Check her out. White chick, blonde. Sometimes she dyes her hair black. She's got these big old tits, But if you like were to see pictures from like when she first started to now, her boobs started up like by her chest area. Now they're like down to her belly button. It's kind of funny, but kind of sad at the same time. You see a chick age that way and kind of age badly. So you're just like, oh. Anyways, moving right along. I had an epiphany, believe it or not, where I've changed my thought or my belief in something. And stick with me. I'll start to make sense eventually. right? Yeah, a lot of you guys are still saying, I don't think that'll ever happen. But if you guys have listened to me and past shows, you might have heard like how I'm always ragging on or talking bad about the U.S. government and how the CIA, NSA, and the military, they're just doing fucked up shit to other countries and whatnot. Case in point, like Panama, Iran back in the day, Cuba, which they tried to overthrow Fidel Castro a bunch of times. Kind of like Venezuela and whatnot. Where U.S. tries to incite, where they support the rebels to overthrow the current regime to gain power for that country, and all along the way, they control. It's a puppet government, and they control that government, and and pretty much control the country. And they can do their bidding as long as they keep the owner or the president of that said country happy. The puppet president for the puppet government, and they can have their way with the country, right? And I always used to talk bad about this. I'm like, how, why, what U.S. is doing fucked up shit. They have no right to be imposing their will onto other countries and whatnot. That's been my stance for a long time. However, the other night I was sitting there watching American Sniper, right? The story about Chris Kyle, the U.S. Navy SEAL, who, when all said and done, went down as the most deadliest sniper in U.S. history, being credited with over 160 kills. Right, whatever. And I was watching the part where he was picking up Sienna Miller at the bar, where he just finished Bud school and was on to sniper school, and when he was talking to Sienna Miller at the bar, she's like, "You're a SEAL? Why would you want to be a SEAL? Those guys are crazy." And Chris Kyle says, because I love America. America's the greatest country in the world, and I would defend it. Die defending it. Something along that line, right? And when I heard that, of course, I've seen this movie, hundreds of times before, thousands, and I've seen that line before. But for some reason, when I was watching it the other night, it just struck me. I'm like, you know what? He was right. America is the greatest country in the world, and I'm an American. And why wouldn't you want to be in the greatest country in the world? I mean, think about it this way. Do you really want to go live somewhere else? I know, some people, they're like, oh, America's fucked up. America's fucked up. If I can leave America, I would. America's fucked up, right? U.S. government's fucked up, CIA's fucked up. Whatever, right? But think about it this way. America is the greatest goddamn country in the world, Why wouldn't you want to be living in the top seed country? Do you want to go live in the 10th seed country like France, or the 25th seed country? What is a 25th seed country? I'll say Cuba. Do you want to go live in Cuba? Do you want to go live in Panama? Do you want to go live in Pakistan, India, China, Japan? Well, Japan might be okay. But I digress. America is the greatest goddamn country in the world, and it takes a lot to stay on top. We've been on top for a while now, right? Yeah, we got our, ass smacked a little bit, in Vietnam, and now we're licking our wounds over the 2 Iraq wars and ISIS and 9/11. But we're still the greatest goddamn country in the world. And why would you want to live anywhere else? I've been overseas. I've been to hundreds of different countries. And the most common prevailing thought each time I go to those countries, man, I can't wait to go back to America. Because I go to places, like France. And I'm like, fucking France, man. Yeah, it's, the first few days, a week, you're like, France. And then, after that, France, fuck, I'm so used to America, I just can't wait to get back to America and get back to American things, because I know if I had to live in another country, I'd hate it. I'd be miserable. I'd be begging to go back to America, you know? And that's where my change of thought or my philosophy has changed. Yes, America does fucked up things, both to other countries and even to, its own citizens. But it's for the better good. In the long run, it'll keep America dominant and it'll keep America in power. Look, the global political map is a chessboard, and America is playing the game, and they're playing it well. That's why there's a lot of jealousy and envy from other countries, because we can do this shit, because we can overthrow countries and put in puppet governments. If other countries had the power to do that, they would. And believe me, some countries are doing it. They're influencing their will, or exerting their force onto other countries. China does it, Russia does it, right? Because it's a chess game, this global geopolitical map that we live in. And if we can have power and influence over other countries and gain advantage on the chessboard, why not? That keeps us dominant. That keeps us on top. I'm all for it. So there you have it. I will still rag on America and the fucked up shit that they do, because people need to be informed on what exactly is going on in America. But at the same time, America, love it or leave it. If you don't like it, get the fuck out. Go live in Canada. Go live in France. If it's so much better over there. I'll bet you anything. These Americans are saying, I'd rather go live in Canada, I'd rather go live in France. Go do it. I bet you'll be miserable in a month and dying to come back. Fuck all y'all bitches. That's what I say. America, love it or leave it. Greatest country in the world. Shit, man. Yeah. Anyways, I saw Captain America Civil War over the weekend, and I have to say, goddamn great fucking movie. I loved it. I loved the Winter Soldier. I was glad to see him back in another Avengers movie. I liked the whole splitting of the Avengers, Iron Man and Captain America taking sides. Why they were taking sides, I really don't care. It was some political reason. But I loved it. I loved Black Panther that came in there, played by that dude that played James Brown. I feel good. Something not Chawiti, something Bronson, But I liked the Black Panther. I liked all the superheroes that were in there. The two surprises that really got me going and had me sit up and watch the movie a little bit more was number one, Spider-Man came in there, and this was like a totally different guy that played Spider-Man. It wasn't that douchebag that played him in the first one, or the second douchebag that played him in the second one. It was like a totally new character, young looking dude, like a teenage Spider-Man, which was cool, because I thought that's what Spider-Man is. And it was funny. Spider-Man pretty much stole the movie, Civil War, with his cameo. But also Ant-Man was in there, played by Paul Rudd. I was delightfully surprised when I watched the Ant-Man movie, and I was like, this is pretty fucking good. Same thing with like Captain America Winter Soldier. I put off watching Winter Soldier because I thought it sucked. I even watched it once, and I watched it for like 10 minutes. I'm like, this movie sucks, and I gave up on it. But then, I read reviews and heard about it. I'm like, let me give it a second try, So I watched Winter Soldier I gave it a second chance, and I loved it. It was great, I loved the Ant-Man. A friend of mine told me, you got to watch it. It's really good. So I watched it, and it was really good. So that tied it all into Civil War. And the cameos by both, or all three, they introduced Black Panther, who I'm sure we'll see more of. And Ant-Man. I'm not going to give away too much, but Ant-Man was pretty good in there. Spider-Man was great in there. I wish they would have killed one of the Avengers in the big fight that they had. You kind of thought that War Machine was going to die, Don Cheadle. So I was like, kill off a superhero. Why not? Kill him off. You got hundreds of others, right? Surprisingly missing from Civil War was Thor and Hulk, but that was kind of a cliffhanger from the last Avengers as to what happened to Thor and Hulk. And I'm sure there'll be another Avengers movie where we'll find out what happened to Thor and Hulk. My prediction is that the next Avengers movie, they're going to tie in, they're going to make amends with the Avengers in Civil War, where Captain America and Iron Man kiss and make up. They'll definitely bring back Winter Soldiers because he's a dark horse in the movie. He's a fan favorite too. Definitely going to bring him back. They'll bring back Black Panther. I don't know if Spidey will come back, make a cameo. Ant-Man will be back, along with all the others. There was Hawkman was in there. That Arrow dude, Jeremy Renner. I think his name is Hawkeye in the movie, in the Avengers. Scarlett Johansson was in there. All the other Avengers were in there, Vision and whatnot. Plus, I think they'll tie in Guardians of the Galaxy. And I think they're gonna go fight the big bad guy. I think his name is Thanos, Thnos. Don't quote me on that. They're gonna go fight him because he's the ultimate supreme bad guy. And the Avengers and Guardian of the Galaxies and Spider-Man and everyone else are gonna go fight Thanos. And I think if they really want to have a really surprise nugget in Avengers, put the X-Men in there. Why not? Bring one X-Men, bring Wolverine, give him a little cameo in the movie, but bring the fucking X-Men in there, or Fantastic Four, Silver Surfer, whomever, You're putting all these, superheroes together. Why not go for the jugular and just bring everyone in there? Avengers, X-Men, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, all those dudes. Bring them in there. You know what ultimately should happen? Do the crossover. Crossover being Marvel versus DC. Let's put it out there. You got Spider-Man, you got whomever. Spider-Man, Wolverine, Iron Man, Captain America, going up against Superman, Batman, Hulk. Not Hulk. Hulk is on the other side. Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash. They had a couple of crossovers in the comic books back in the days. They had Spider-Man versus Superman, or Superman versus someone else from Marvel. I can't remember. Be it Thor, Hulk, or whatnot. I had the comics in my hand. Didn't really bother reading them, because it was a little boring. Let's be honest. But that would be the ultimate superhero crossover crossover movie, if they did that. Have Superman or Batman fight against Iron Man, Captain America. Like a tag team match. It'd be awesome. I'd watch it. I'd put down money to watch it. Why not? I started to watch 13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi, but fuck, I cannot watch a movie in peace at home, Too much going on, too much noise, too much background noise. I'm like, I can't fucking watch this. So I just paused it on my Amazon TV and I said, I'm going to watch this in peace. But that is a movie I'm looking forward to watching. Because, I'm a big, special forces movies guy. There was Black Hawk Down was on just before I got on the podcast, and I sat there and watched it. You put on a special ops movie in front of me, I'm gonna sit there and watch it. Be it American Sniper, Lone Survivor, Black Hawk Down, or 13 Hours. Now I want to watch Secret Soldiers of Benghazi. It's a movie I'm looking forward to watching. I'm not gonna get into politics, because that just bores everybody. Fuck politics, We'll talk more porn. my recommended website. I think I already gave my recommend. I'm gonna try and do this weekly. My recommended porn website, ChristinaModel.com. You know, I think I talked. Yeah, I talked. Well, I don't think. I know I talked about it earlier, but let's move on to emails. Who is this one from? This is from David from, where's this fucking, San Antonio, I guess. It says SA, Texas. San Antonio, Texas? I don't know. Whatever. And David is saying, Quaz, this is kind of a two-part question. Who you got in the finals? And do you think Golden State would beat the Bulls of the 90s? David, thank you for the email. And I already answered part A. I'm going with Golden State in 5. You know, maybe 6, but I'm looking at 5. The way they're playing right now. Look at this. God damn. Second quarter, 6:58 left. Golden State 41, Cleveland 29. Tell me this is going to go 7 games. I don't think so. It's going to be over before you know it. All right? Money. Bank it. Anyways, but you asked about, David, you asked if Golden State would be able to beat the 90s Bulls, let's say 96 Bulls, which had the 72-10 records. I say, hell no. I mean, number one, you got Michael Jordan, greatest basketball player of all time. Of all time. And then you got Scottie Pippen, considerably the second best player of that decade. After Jordan. Yeah, I said it. Pippen after Jordan. I mean, who else would be number 2 in the 90s? Barkley? Malone? Ewing? Olajuwon? You think they're really second best? Clyde Drexler? Come on. It's Pippen. He was the second best player of the 90s behind Jordan. And with that team of Dennis Rodman and Tony Kukoc, Steve Kerr, the current basketball coach of the Golden State, you got that type of talent going up against Golden State. The Bulls, the 96 Bulls would crush Golden State. Simply crush Golden State. All right? Hope that answers your question, David. If you're a Golden State fan, sorry to disappoint you, but thank you for listening. This next question comes from Trish. From, where the fuck is she from? I don't know. It says, I'm going to say Chicago, Illinois, because it says like some part of Illinois that I don't know where. She's from Illinois. Trish says, hey Quaz, when do you think LeBron is finally going to decide to shave his head? Before or after he loses the finals? I like that, Trish. I've been saying this for a long time. LeBron really needs to shave his head. I don't know why he's holding on to that little itty bitty, hair he has left on his scalp, but it looks bad. It looks really bad, and he gave up on the headband also. So now he just looks terrible. He's got like little dots on his head. Like you can connect the dots on his head and see what picture you can make. But it just looks terrible. And yes, he does need to shave his head. He would look 100 times better if his head was shaved. With that Abraham Lincoln beard that he sports throughout the season. I've been saying this for years. I'll say it again. LeBron, it's time to shave the head, bro. What you got going on isn't working, man. Bad look. Real bad look. It's not good. And I'm pretty sure you can afford shaving your head. You got money in the bank. Come on, dude. Shave it. All right, party people. That's my MacBook talking to me, and it's saying if you don't shut me down, I'm going to shut down myself, meaning I'm low on batteries. I didn't plug in my fucking computer or my laptop. Thanks everybody for listening. Hit me up on my email, because a lot of people say, hey, what is your email? I can't get a hold of you. But how are they getting a hold of me if they don't know my email, right? Anyways, Quazemoto Show at gmail.com. Thanks for listening. Follow me on Tumblr, Facebook, Twitter, all that good shit. Peace. D, you need to call in for next time, buddy. Waiting on you.